guys. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. Unfortunately, nobody else in the sports world took a break, so I decided not to take a break. ESPN, Fox, NFL Network didn't take breaks, so I'm here, okay? So you're going to get this weekly episode. First, I want to talk about last week's game in LA, how I feel about my guys and how I'm still proud of them despite the loss. And this week's game against the Cincinnati Bengals, which to me is going to look totally different than what you saw was at 3 against Cincinnati at home. Totally different. But I also want to shout out my friends out in LA. I had such a good time, and all the new people that I met. Shout out to y'all because y'all were so dope. So glad to have finally met some of you. And shout out to Carlos and Rock who made my time in LA just flawless. And I appreciate you guys so much. And Martin and John, you guys did a great job with the Steeler Gang tailgate. Can't wait to see you guys again next time I'm up in Pittsburgh, hopefully for the Ravens game. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But let's get into it. First things first, we have to let's acknowledge the bad first, okay? We'll get the bad out. As much as I want to smile and just jumping down for how they came back, I'll talk about the bad. And the bad for me was just the defense just being unrecognizable. We know why their defense was unrecognizable, but there were just some things that stuck out to me that were just like, Alex Highsmith, he had phenomenal sacks. I have to give this man the his props on how he evolved throughout that game. Seeing him on that left side, it just seeing him going to the middle as opposed to hitting the outside for whatever reason. There could be a legitimate reason why he decided to go in the middle versus coming on the outside. I don't know. But seeing that struggle in the beginning, and then once he started hitting that spin move, he was getting it going. I was like, there it is. There you go. I think in the third quarter, they switched him back to the right for a little bit, and then they moved him back to the left. But there were things, and not just there, shout out to both Cams. Cam Hayward and Cam Sutton were dogging it out. But there was just so much in some of those linebackers that, Devin did have a hard time with some tackling. This is not me riding a Devin Bush trash train. I'm not doing that. So cancel that. I do not believe that man is trash, done, or overrated. I do not believe that. So he knows he missed some tackles. The film is the film, and it shows what it shows. But I know he is better than what that film says. So and then James Pierre, he's been playing good football. He had him on Joe Hayden's side of the ball. His protecting that side, and he struggled sometimes. There was overall an unrecognizable Steelers defense we were not familiar with. And yes, some of these guys made some good plays, but there are a lot of plays that we as a fan base didn't recognize this defense doing. And that was the major struggle. That was the major struggle, and our offense just couldn't keep up. Our offense was, just trekking like they normally do, but because our defenses can be so dominant, especially in the first half of a game, we didn't have that. We didn't have that dominant first half defense that we're used to, that energy that they bring and scare and all that stuff. We didn't have it. Like I said, the defense was unrecognizable. And they didn't have an identity. So, and they played like that for a lot of the game. And they got into it in the end. And that fourth quarter was phenomenal. All three teams came together in that fourth quarter. From special teams, Miles making that play, Cam Sutton coming up with the interception. Cam Sutton even had a sack, right? Did he have a sack, or he either had a sack or he had maybe the running back or somebody tackled, but he had a phenomenal play. We just had so many great plays in the fourth quarter on offense, defense, and special teams that it made me feel like this team did not give up. It could have easily been a lay down game. They could have laid down, rolled over, and went to sleep and said, let's wrap this up and get back on the plane back to Pittsburgh. But they didn't. And I think it is a perfect time to talk to everyone that week 2, 3, 4 5 and 6 probably, that was bashing Ben Roethlisberger to kind of be like, hey, this is your quarterback. This is the guy that you've been bashing. This man came out here without practicing, with COVID, having had COVID, and came on this field and performed. Performed. Man, don't get me started on the Ben haters, because I don't have enough time. So as I move on from that piece, I mean, I was just so proud of the comeback. The comeback, to see that team electrify that building, which was majority Steelers fans, and to see everybody just wake up and realize, yo, we could win this. Like, we got this. We had the lead, and you know, in my mind, everybody just ran out of gas from the defense. They just gave up and gassed out on a play, and the offense, at the very end of the game, just couldn't get it together. Could not get it together. Couldn't hold it. Couldn't get downfield. Was going backwards. Going the wrong way. But man, for that comeback to happen the way that it did, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I'm so proud. Of course, there were some calls that did not go our way. And that's every game. And that's every single game. It's not a game that we haven't had that there hasn't been calls that should have gone our way that didn't. It's the sport. And that's why you score 7 instead of 3. You try to score 7 every single time. And that didn't happen for us in one particular drive, when we got all the way down there and got nothing. But hey, it is what it is. So we move forward to this week's opponent, who we know extremely well. Right? We know them. So I think the problem is, the problem is we now are going in there with that chip that we didn't have TJ Watt when we played you guys last. Like, yes, we are a different looking team with TJ Watt than without him playing a team like the Bengals. Yes, I've said it before. Teams have to game plan against a TJ Watt. You eliminate that, it's a different offensive game plan for them. Okay? They don't have a problem sending a tight end to Taco or whatever. They don't have a problem with that. Like, they should. Like, I'm not downgrading Taco, but he's not a TJ. He doesn't bring the same sense of fear right now as a TJ, right? We can all agree with that. But they have to game plan differently. But for us, we're offensively very different as well. We've got our running game going now. Okay, we got a run game with Najee. We don't have a certified backup. We don't know who that certified number 2 guy is in our run game, and that's okay. It's okay. Everybody don't have a certified number 2. They just they have guys they can put in there for number 2, but we don't have a certified number 2. But we have Najee. We have a run game, and 2, we have incorporated my beloved tight ends. Ebron is out, so you will see more of Gentry. In the game. And Freiermuth is having a phenomenal game. He's having when Ben's in the game, he's doing great. Okay, he did have that fumble Detroit game. I don't even want to bring it up, but he's doing great. Our receivers are doing phenomenal. Deontay, Claypool's back in the game. He had some spectacular catches. James Washington was even more involved last week, and I expected that to continue too. So we're different. We don't have Juju. We had Juju then, so it's different. And lo and behold, if Ben continues that, so y'all, I'm getting excited. Let me calm down. Calm down real quick. Whew. If Ben continues to use the no huddle excites me so much. You know why the no huddle excites me? Because it reminds me of the 2020 Ben Roethlisberger. You guys, I said I wasn't going to go there no more, but they want to say he's washed. They want to say this, but he takes that no huddle and he commands respect from everybody on that line, okay? That's his team. That's his offense, and I love it. I love the no. I love it. When we started running that, man, what? I know we can't do it all the time, but man, I love it. It is beautiful, a beautiful sight to see. And that's why we're coming with a different look. Week 2, we couldn't do a no huddle because our line is still figuring out how to tie their shoes. Our offensive line are still babies. They're not infants, but they're like, they in a terrible twos right now. So we're figuring it out. And I think the no huddle last week was just perfect. And we can perfect it. Right? We can perfect that. And defensively, we're going to be amped up because we know what this week means. We know that our whole division is playing each other. So we need to be on our A, B's, C's, Q's, D's. We need to be on it all because this week is very telling on how things are going to lay out. Okay, we running out of time and we got to stack wins because our schedule is not getting easier. It is literally to the hardest stretch, a stretch in which I picked a lot of these games for us to lose. And we can't afford to lose some of these games I have marked down as L's now. I actually had the Chargers game marked as an L just because Ben doesn't typically win on the West Coast. And it just happens. It just happens to be that. But I did have us winning against the Bengals. Do have us winning against Minnesota. And I think that might have been it. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, because I have us losing to Tennessee, Kansas City, Cleveland, and Baltimore at the end of the season. So if we got to turn a couple of those games around because I feel like the last game of the season isn't going to be a blow-off game. It may be for Baltimore. They may have secured a spot in the playoffs and they're good to go. And they can just rest someone. But for us, it's not going to be that. So I anticipate it being a game where we're going to have to play our guys and we're going to have to play hard because we're going to be playing for a spot. So that's how I see that playing out. But so this game is so meaningful as far as standing goes. We didn't get any help on Thursday from the Cowboys. So that, that didn't help us as far as like pushing the Raiders down or anything like that. So yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it ourselves. We got to get the job done. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to interacting with you guys more. Like I said, I'm going to try to come to Baltimore. If I don't make it for some reason, don't hurt me. Don't be mad at me because I've made it to a lot of games. Like people ask me all the time, like, you come to every game? Like, no, not every game, just as many as I can because I love being in that environment with you guys and meeting you guys. But back to the game, I think it's very simple. It's very simple. We do our due diligence and we get out there and score and we score early. And it's really the same formula for me every week because we're capable and I've seen it. If our defense can sustain itself through the 4 quarters, we're gonna be okay because I think our offense just needs time to click. Sometimes they click early, sometimes it takes a little bit, but the time of possession game is us. We have to win that. We win it, we're golden. We're good. Yeah, like the run game definitely speaks volumes. Ben hasn't had an interception in a while. So if that continues and the completion numbers are there, I think we're really good. We were hitting a stride, but I think we still have more to do. I think we still have more to obtain. We got some injuries, we got some things going on with us, but baby, I still see good in this team. I'm not giving up on this team right now, and I think we're gonna hit another stride. I really do. So let me know what you guys think. I can't wait to chat with you guys during the game. I will actually be out of town, but I will be chatting with you guys throughout the game and seeing what you guys think. So hit me up later. Let me know if you like this week's episode. Like, subscribe, all those wonderful things you're supposed to say at the end of a YouTube video. Like, yeah. But I'll be checking you guys later. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later. Bye.